Howdy ho, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast. This is episode 574. Woo! 25 roster cut down to Kickoff. Detroit Lions. This is the official Detroit Lions podcast for Reddit. I am your dashing host, Chris, and with me is my good friend and co-host, Jeff the Riz Risden. How are you, brother? I think we've got our shite together.
I'm praying to God that this stays together because I hear you, you hear me, and I don't hear myself twice, which is fantastic because we've had some dreaded technical glitches going along the way here.
Yes. Chris
has been efforting this. Alcaraz actually just won his match. Chris has been efforting this since like the middle of the first set. So I am a U.S. Open junkie on the side. Well, I love watching tennis. I love having tennis on in the background.
I am going to be a junkie.
Calms me down after a very hectic day of Lions roster moves and practice squad additions and trades and
yeah. We got it all. We're going to cover it for you. We're recombobulated, so hopefully you're recombobulated. We're going to get into it today's cut down the hooker skipper. Let's go back to the beginning in time here. We also got Lions signings, a look to the season opener, and a whole lot more. Mr. Rizdler, you ready to go, my friend?
Let's do it. Let's go.
We mean it this time.
Let's kick this off and break it down.
Jeff, the caveman no more Risden. Thank you, Jeff Merrill, for the support. That is,
we made it.
It definitely makes me feel better because I was almost enraged. I was enraged.
Chris was saying words that are not FCC friendly.
Yeah, and the F in that would have been, well, anyway. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get right into the content. We got a lot of football to talk. You guys have been waiting. We've been waiting. We got a lot to do. So let's get right to the hook up.
For almost 20 hours.
Or the hook down. The Detroit Lions cut downs, hooker skipper. We don't get a chance anymore, it looks like, to make those hooker jokes. So I think it's time to probably get the last one in while we can. This is the hooker skipper. We'll go through position by position what the Lions cut downs look like. But this is probably the biggest one, especially by draft capital. We look at the quarterbacks. We're keeping Kyle Allen, Jared Goff, and poor Hendon Hooker, who we both love as a human being, is not going to be a quarterback on the Detroit Lions. Also,
now,
not on the practice
squad. He's in Carolina. He signed with the Carolina Panthers practice squad.
Good for him.
My good friend Mike Kay, very old friend of mine, very good friend of mine, broke the news. So good luck with that, Mike. I'm still rooting for Hendon. I hope it works, but it didn't work here. When Dan Campbell said that he needed the change of scenery, it froze everybody in the press conference after Saturday's game, and rightly so. And Dan, once again, does not lie.
Yeah.
Trust your coach. Trust his words. He doesn't mince them.
Yeah. No, 100%. And like, it's still, though, it is surprising that he said that and everyone's like, huh. And then, like it still hit when that happened. It was still a big deal.
Colton and I looked at each other and we're like, Did he just say that? Like, did we hear that right? And then Reisman was like, yeah, you did. Wow, it was so crazy. Like, if you'll notice, if you watch the press conference, there's a gap between that and when the next question is asked because everybody's like, oh, shit.
Oh, man. Hey, Kang, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good times, man.
Everything Kang is out there.
That was, man. So, behind the scenes action here. I don't go to many games, and I was reminded why at this one because it was god awful boring in the game. We are up, so I don't want to complain about the press box seats because they're pretty sweet. You can see the field fantastic. But you are up there where the speakers are. They're freaking loud. Chris, you know me. I am most at home at a metal concert. I have never heard anything that artificially loud in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
When they cranked the crowd noise up to try to get the crowd meter going and the crowd wasn't feeling it and they made the ambient louder, it was louder than being, front row at a Parkway Drive concert. It was not great.
You're talking about, because you went to concerts in the 80s, as did I.
I did.
And those were peak loud.
Yes. Oh my God. Before they Yeah.
Okay. Let's go on to the running backs.
I can't hear now.
Running backs should be that's why my headphones are at 52 instead of 10. The
my
running backs.
speaker, I left my headphones at home. My speakers are at 86. So
there you go. Running backs, we were keeping Jahmyr Gibbs, surprise. David Montgomery, Craig Reynolds, and Sione Vake. All great picks. Cutting out Jacob Sailors, Deion Jackson. Anything, these cuts not super, Sailors, UFL. I mean, nothing here is really a big surprise, right?
Sailors is an NFL running back. And I will tell you, and I'm not the only person on the beat that thinks this, he's a better running back right now than Sione Vake is. Vake's on the team for special teams. And I know there are some people who think that Craig Reynolds was vulnerable as number 3. Like, if anything, this summer proved that he's far and away better than Vake. That was reinforced at just about every practice. So we're lucky to have Craig. We are still lucky to have Vake. There is potential there. He's got to stop getting hurt. He's dangerously close to the Ife Melifonwu,
ability.
Somebody's helmet ran into my thigh pad, and I have to miss 2 weeks now because it touched me weird.
Yeah.
That's not fair to Vake, but it's like it feels that way sometimes. Like he's always walking off with the trainer, like every other practice. It feels like, and that's frustrating. Now he is ridiculously good on special teams, and he's got value there, even if he's not ever going to contribute as a running back, and he might not. But that's good dude too.
Yeah. I see Don Bird in the chat. Joey two times is in the chat.
Sailors, by the way, is back on the practice squad. I'm just going to interject these things so we can keep the show going.
Yep.
And it's nice to have him back. He is a bigger guy. He can catch the ball, and he was great on special teams too. Yeah. In the Houston game, he actually made one of the few positive notes because he had 2 bone-crushing blocks. One on the Grant Stewart return, which was awesome. Like, the game didn't get better after that, other than the slot touchdown. And he had another one on somebody else was running it back, and they made a cut off of his block. And it showed very clearly, like on the replay that we got in Ford Field. It was like, dude, 48. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah,
glad he's back.
We'll hit the practice squad in a full bump here, so worry not. Okay. We'll go to the tight ends now. Surprisingly, just Sam Laporta made the team, and Brock Wright. Who knew? Shane Zylstra's there. We're walking away from Zach Horton, Steven Stylianos. Thank you, Stylianos. Gunnar Oaks. We'll know beyond the 53. Again, no massive surprises here, Riz. Right? This is kind of look, when we do this is not to diminish these guys, and I mean they played on the edge of a 53-man roster for an NFL team, right? They are not bad athletes or bad people or anything like that, but we're trying to, we're looking at what the team has become, who's landed, who's staying, who made it, who didn't. There's some bigger guys who haven't that we'll talk about, like Hendon Hooker and a couple others that were kind of really bubble kind of guys that are surprises. Yeah. But
really, the decision at tight end, when Kenny Yeboah got hurt, it was Shane Zylstra's to lose, and he actually he improved. He didn't fall back. So Zach Horton is a quality football player, but he wasn't going to be Zylstra.
I see Brock Wright was referred to as a second banana by a local beat writer. That's probably going to come back to haunt that beat writer. He's going to see a second banana headed his way. All right, let's keep going.
Go for a banana. Sounds good.
Working on the offensive tackles. This is where things get a little bit
squirrely.
Yeah. Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Giovanni Manu, Jamarco Jones all make the team. The big cut, Dan Skipper and Gunnar Britton. Dan Skipper, the Skips, the Hooker Skipper. I'm going to talk just a little bit. He's been stiff all preseason. He hasn't been able to bend the way he has. He hasn't felt right. He's been injured. He's a guy that, and to be fair, Dan fights the fact that he's the tallest MF in the NFL at period, much less at his position, and those things all work against him. And he's the fact that he's made the team so many times and that he's been such a touchdown machine like he has, it's great. I mean, what a great career, and what a lovable guy. Even as mean as his mean streak is, he's just the cut from the cloth of the Lions. But he didn't make the cut. We'll do the spoiler alert on that. He's on the practice squad thing, I guess. But that was the big news that Skip didn't make it. I expect we're going to see him on the team later, playing this year. Don't you, Riz?
I do. Yeah. And some of that is because Jamarco Jones can't stay healthy either. He missed all of the final week of practice with a non-disclosed injury. But to go back to it, I put this on Twitter on Monday. It's when I think it's Wednesday. It blurs.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Yes. Jamarco Jones was a better offensive tackle than Dan Skipper was all summer. And it wasn't particularly close. And as you pointed out, Skip, he's got leverage issues even when he's healthy, and he's not 100%. And it shows that he's not 100% in his ability to bend, to sink his weight specifically. He can get down, but he just doesn't have any force or balance with it, and it hurt him. And he got a lot of extra opportunities this year because Taylor Decker missed the first 3-ish weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So he was out there as your first team tackle. And just to jump around a little bit, one of the reasons why a lot of the defensive ends looked really good was because Skipper did not. Manu absolutely does not. And, the Gunnar Oaks and Keaton Sutherland, we barely knew ye. They're just not NFL talents, to be blunt.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I think we all collectively, and I'm guilty of it too, got an inflated opinion of some of the guys that are rushing the passer. Because when they got into the games against Miami and especially against Houston, they couldn't do squadouche.
Yep. I do want to give a shout out to the Lions, and this is the reinforcement of how this team operates, and this means a lot to the players. As much as everybody loves Skips and what he brings, the fact that Jamarco Jones outplayed him and made the team and Skips was cut tells the players this is a you can earn it space. This is a place where you can rise to the top if you play like the top. And I think it's an
egalitarian sport.
No matter how much we love a guy, that's what gets you to play the game. And I think that's important, right? And it's also important, they're bringing Skips back. He's going to get his chance and that kind of thing. But I think that this is truly important. It's a meritocracy. Right, it's not egalitarian. Yes. It's a meritocracy.
That's right. Yes, correct. Yes, I used the wrong word there.
Yeah, no, that's okay. You're
watching tennis guy. Makes me snooty.
So anyway, Skip is on his way to the practice squad. So we've got the good feels, but we've got the guys who play their way into the team. So that's good news all around. I think it's a best of all worlds.
Definitely.
Okay, let's go to the IOL, interior offensive line. We got Graham Glasgow, Christian Mahogany, Tate Ratledge. Who knew he'd make the team? Yodi, Coyote, Iwashika, Kingsley, Igokhan, Cuts. Sorry. There's a joke. I'm not going to make it. We used to have his dad, I think, Harry. Tristan Colon, Natani Moody, Zach Johnson, Mason Miller, and Michael Neese are all cuts and casualties from the team. Do you know if Tristan is related to Harry?
I don't believe so.
Not a lot of Colons out there, I mean, in name. there's assholes everywhere you look, but
I mean, it can be Cologne.
No, it doesn't smell that good.
Tristan's last name is Cologne. Harry's last name was Colon.
Yeah.
He went by Colon. It might have been Cologne. Everybody called him Colon. It just stuck. I think
he just owned it. He went with it. Tristan's a little bit, pinky up. That's why he didn't make it. No, not to give him a hard time, but those are the guys that are out. So we've got the guys interior that we thought. No big changes. Anything about Natani? Do you want to add really quick?
Cologne getting hurt gummed things up. because he was winning the battle to be the backup center.
Mm-hmm.
He was beating out Eguakun, who's just not as strong. And Cologne he started NFL games at guard and center. And he and Aoshika were poised to be the depth. And then there would be one other person there, whether it was Kingsley or Moody. Moody didn't have the year that he had the year before, and that was a little bit disappointing because he was looking really, really good a year earlier. Mm-hmm. I will say I feel a lot better about Graham Glasgow now than I did 2-3 weeks ago. Like the weekend practice that they had before the Miami game and the joint practice week, he hadn't practiced for like 2 or 3 days, and then he sat out the Atlanta game. So he was fresh, and it really did a world of wonders for him. I thought he looked fantastic. He had some very good practices. It felt like he and Mahogany specifically got more in sync with how they were going to handle some duo blocks, how they were identifying transitions and switches and things like that. So it was nice to see because Glasgow was not playing super well early. He picked it up great towards the end of camp, and I feel much better about the position now than if you would have asked me, if you rewind to probably our last live show where I wasn't super confident in him. Feel good about it.
Yeah. Let's go on to the edge really quick. Probably the biggest surprise on the list. Guy only played 5 games last year. Somehow he made the cut. Aiden Hutchinson, he's on the team. I don't know. Marcus Davenport has made it, and Al-Quadin Muhammad as well. 5 games.
That's the list.
If that's all you can make it play is 5 games, and we're pinning some hopes on him, that's a scary year for us at edge there, Riz.
Again, I'll go back to where I talked about earlier about how the offensive linemen probably made the defensive players look better than they are, and that's necessary context. But when the Texans adopted the Hutch rule and he got the sack so fast, we're just going to let the play out, and he did a couple of times. I watched it personally. MFer's good, man. He is back.
Yeah.
He is not going to say it, but he's going to win the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. That's certainly underpinning everything that he's doing.
Yeah.
Because he had it last year. Without a doubt, he had it last year.
Yeah.
He still led the league in quarterback pressures in week 10.
Yeah.
He didn't play after week 5.
It's freaking crazy. Oh, all right. Let's see. We got Mitchell Agude, Nate Lynn, Isaac Ukwu, Ahmed Hassanin. That's a tough one. Waived with an injury settlement, in John Pascal on NFL.
So let's talk about Hassanin for a second.
Yeah, please.
Because that's a weird one.
Yeah.
So the rookie, he got hurt. It's a chest injury. It's not out for the season. They gave him an injury settlement waiver. What does that mean? That means that he's no longer on his rookie contract. They have bought that out and paid it off. The typical injury settlement, and they are wildly negotiable, you give them how many ever weeks they were going to be out. So let's say he was going to be out for 8 weeks. So you pay him what you would have paid him for eight game checks. And then you have to add 3 weeks on because you're not allowed to sign him for that. I mean, he can sign with any other team tomorrow if he wants to. And the Lions can't do crap about it because he's technically not on the roster anymore. He has no contractual ties or obligations to Detroit anymore at all. In fact, they're the last team that he can join because he cannot sign with them until the terms of the injury settlement are up. So you better believe that they had a handshake deal with him, probably more than a handshake deal, that says, hey, we're going to do this for you. And one of the reasons why we're going to do it is because we can bring you back on the practice squad later, and we're not going to eat a roster spot with it. It preserves you, from having to go through more roster chicanery, but just don't screw us. Now, I say that as somebody who got burned personally. As many of you know, I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers diehard. Once upon a time, the Cavaliers tried to do this crap with Carlos Boozer, and he fucked them hard. And you say that name in Cleveland, and you will still, people get angry, get viscerally, like, it's like playing the Steve Miller Band for me, man. Carlos Boozer, drives me crazy. He screwed that team badly.
God, that was fantastic.
In a situation just like this. Ahmed, please don't be Carlos Boozer. Please. I beseech you.
Daddy drifts with the chat. Who is drafting these edges? Is Rod Wood making football decisions?
Oh, boy.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, let's roll on. DTs. We've got Tyleek Williams, Roy Lopez, Patrick O'Connor, McKay Wingo, Chris Smith make the team. Miles Adams, Bromart.
And DJ Reader. DJ Reader, too.
I don't. Oh, yeah, DJ Reader right there at the beginning. Sorry, I can't read my list. Big cuts. We got Miles Adams, Bromart. That's a sad one. Broderick Martin, really wanted to see him make it, but Keith Cooper, Aleem McNeil on PUP. So Bromart's one that's another one that's some draft capital out the door. And this is I want to kind of give it some perspective. Perspective is a funny word around here. It's a lot easier to see the misses with Brad Holmes because he has so many hits, and it was like flipped with the previous regimes, right? With Mayhew and Quinn,
especially Quinn, and
finding the hits. Okay, you got one, right? And then the rest of the draft washed away so many times. I mean, what was it? 2 years before they were all gone? Yeah,
and then like the rest of that draft class was out of the league in 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Frank Ragnow. Oh, the rest of the draft class was out of the league in 2 years again. Like,
and this God, this is why I think the perspective matters, because yes, Bromart was we traded up, we wasted draft capital on him. Hendon Hooker, we wasted draft capital on him. He's gone. We got nothing out of it, literally nothing, and that sucks. It sucks, but. We got the year we got Hendon, we got so many great picks. I mean, it's bananas.
4 picks are all core stars.
Yeah. All reasons people love this team that aren't even Lions fans, right? That the Lions are the second team for so many people. So just some perspective there. Yes, he missed some. Yes, every GM misses some. And this is something I think we have to see some numbers on, and maybe I can run them in the week before our next show and see what his hit rate is compared to other GMs. But maybe we'll call it like a 4. To figure out how many years in the league matter. But anyway, either way, we'll take a look. He's done pretty good. He's done really well deep too. That's actually, he's a little bit more Martin Mayhew deep as I think about it in the draft. He either hits wild ass grand slams or completely whiffs. But that's Martin Mayhew's whole draft.
The way that I judge the misses, does the player get a second contract with the team?
Yeah. Okay.
If they don't, that's probably a miss. Do they get a second contract somewhere else? If they don't do that, then you've really missed.
Yeah.
Now, Bromart is on, I forget who he signed. He signed with Kansas City, maybe? Help me out, fans. I can't see your comments, by the way, so I'll assume that you're saying. I believe it was Kansas City where he wound up. Again, he's another one. I'm going to root for him. I like the guy. He got a lot better the last couple of weeks of practice, but it was too little too late for him.
Yep.
And the general body of work just wasn't there. And it's frustrating because, and again, this is another likable dude. He tried his best. It just wasn't there. And hopefully the change of scenery does him well, too, because he's a good person. I know it would be nice to see him, as my friend John Ledyard said, when you look at him, you see why the Lions liked him. And we're sort of getting to that point with Giovanni Monaco, too. Like, do something football related, please, because you look like you can be fantastic at it.
You look kind of football-y. Yeah. All right, let's get into the linebackers. We got Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell,
so
Derek Barnes, Grant Stewart, Trevor Nowaski, and Big Zach Cunningham make the team. Deron Gilbert, Anthony Pittman. Anthony Pittman, he's the latest version of the flu, our Fluellen. Ezekiel Turner, injured reserve Malcolm Rodriguez on PUP. He's what, like a week 9 returnish around then? Is that right?
Yes. Dr. Liao has put it up at Lions Wire in the latest update that he did. So I would check that.
That's all I read is Dr.
He knows better
Liao's.
than I do.
I only read his stuff. He's the one that knows.
I trust Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy, for all you do.
He's always going to
awesome.
be Dr. Liao. I'm going to make him come and find me.
I called him Dr. Liao on the radio, and he's like, I'm Jimmy. Like, okay, got it.
Dr. L. All right, let's go to the cornerbacks.
He's so really funny.
Another guy.
Chris, can I just say about our linebackers real fast?
Yeah, go for it.
Should be the best linebacking core the Lions have had in my lifetime. And I'm in my 50s. They're that good.
You're old.
The way Anzalone played against the Texans in the joint practice, holy crap. Like, wow, dude. Like, he was on fire.
Yeah. You love to see the effort, too, after the contract.
And there are a lot of times, probably more than not, where he's the third best linebacker on the field. That Campbell and Barnes have surpassed him in that.
Yes.
I think fans are going to be very intrigued by how Derek Barnes is used this year. The table is set for him to have a very big season in the multiple, I'll bring out the Quinn word, multiple role that Kelvin Shepard is using him in. And Trevor Nowatzki might be one of the most improved players on the team, too. And
you're a fan, though. You
I am
biased. I am fan.
But I asked him after the game. He was one of the few guys that was still in the locker room when we got in there. I talked to him about it. I'm like, what's it like being coached by a linebacker who sees the game the same way that you do? And he's like, it's just made my confidence that much better. And he was very insistent that it wasn't anything wrong with AG, but it's just that having somebody who played the position that he plays, understands what he's seeing and what he's thinking when he's not doing something right and is able to correct that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been huge for Trevor. And he was very, very effusive in his praise of Shep and also Sean Dion Hamilton, the linebackers coach.
Yeah.
Nowatzki had some really nice plays. I thought he was the best Lion on the field, certainly on the defensive side of the ball against Houston. The defense was out there a lot because the offense only ran 36 plays.
We'll talk about some coaching stuff as we get closer to the end of the show here. Cornerbacks, Terrion Arnold surprisingly made it. DJ Reed, Amik Robertson, Rock Ya-Sin. I don't know, Riz. Every year I have someone, and he's a rookie. I loved him at Sevo.
Man.
We got Rock Ya-Sin making it, and Khalil Dorsey. Let's see it, guys. Let's get this. And then Luke Barku, Eric Hallett, DJ Miller, Alan George, Tyson Russell, and Nick Whiteside. Whiteside not making it's a little bit of a surprise, isn't it, Riz?
It was up until about the last week. He did not play well against Houston, did not have a good joint practice at all against Houston. And Miami sort of exposed him a little bit in that they ran a lot of bunch formations. He wasn't super good at staying with his guy out of the bunch, or they also ran a fuck ton of wide receiver screens and quick bubbles and shit like that, and that's not where he's going to win. And unfortunately, it appeared to have rattled his confidence. Because he was great early on in camp when he first got there. We're like, oh, UFL dude, UFL dude can play. I'm wishing for the best for him because he was a fun guy to talk to as well.
Yep. Safeties, two surprises, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, and then Avonte Maddox are there. Ian Kennelly, Mono, that's a tough one. And Lawrence Strickland. Maurice Norris doesn't make it. And it's, God, you watch a guy get hurt like that and you think, wow, here's a rally around kind of guy. Everyone loves him. He's a great personality. And he doesn't make it. And again, we love you, buddy, but
it's the cold reality of football. It is a business, as much as we don't like to think that it is. He's not ready yet. He has been out at practice. He was working with trainers, going through the initial stages of the concussion protocol. That's what happens when you suffer a brain injury. And, it's hard luck, too, because I think, this is just my opinion, I think he was ahead of not Maddox, but I think he was ahead of Strickland. I think he was ahead of Kennelly. And it turns out that neither of them made the team as well. And when we're talking about safeties here as well, and they did add one, we'll get to him. Yasin has been playing safety more than he's been playing corner. And it's one of those deals where, he's good there. That was the end of Eric Hallett, unfortunately, because Hallett's like feather in his cap was he could do everything Brian Branch did, just not as good. Well, when Rock Yasin can do that too, they're going to stick with the vet.
Yeah. All right, let's get rocking into. Let's talk about the practice squad quick, just
Sure.
because that's the result of this. Players new to Detroit. We'll start with that because that's an easy list.
Yeah.
Okay,
Still
that was the list. That was the list. Players coming back. We got Tristan Colon. That's for you, buddy. Big Dan Skipper, Isaac Akuwu, Tom Kennedy. Surprise Tom Kennedy. Never expect him to make the team.
Transaction number 31 with the Lions.
Michael Neesey.
Yes, I did count them all.
Lawrence Strickland, Miles Adams, Jacob Sailors, Jackson Meeks, Eric Hallett, Mason Miller, Ronnie Bell, Keith Cooper, and Zach Horton, all on the practice squad. That's a pretty solid.
It is.
Pretty solid hold.
Yep. So one of the things that leads to that is that none of the Lions players who got waived got claimed. There were 29, I think it was 29 was the number around the league who got claimed, which is less than one per team. Tennessee claimed 4. Last year, the Carolina Panthers, who had the number 1 pick in the top waiver wire, claimed 7. Now, when you claim a guy, you got to keep him on your active roster for 4 weeks, which comes into play when we get to the guys that the Lions have added because they added 2 of them. But they didn't lose any of these guys. I really thought that Jackson Meeks would get claimed. I really did. He did not. I thought there was a fair chance that Keith Cooper would get claimed. He did not. Some of that is because he was spectacular in practices, but in games he wasn't very effective. And I think that when you're an opposing GM, look, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to have your pro scouting staff. They're going to call their counterparts on the Lions and say, "Hey, like what do you?" Because we're hearing great things about Keith Cooper. What are you seeing in him? And by and large, most of the teams are pretty honest with one another on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like if he's not definitively better than somebody that a team already has, they're not going to create that sort of bad blood. It's weird how the NFL. I don't want to call it collusion, but there's certainly
communication.
Don't do that. Like not even like a gentleman's agreement, but it's just like common courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't steal them unless you really, really want them.
Yeah. And I've seen it. Meeks is huge. I mean, good one there. I want to ask
it's nice to have Meeks back.
Yeah. I want to ask because I had this kind of dart through my mind briefly until I saw it get picked up. Tommy Cutlets was out there. I wouldn't have mind having him on the squad as a quarterback.
He did get claimed.
Yeah,
he got claimed by the Patriots.
Yeah.
So they were like 3rd or 4th in the waiver order. The Lions were 29th, wherever they drafted in the first round. The waiver wire order through week 4, I believe it is. It might be week 6, but I think it's just week 4. Is the draft order from last year without trades in it. So Tennessee's 1, whoever picked 2 is 2. Jacksonville, I guess it was. No, it was Cleveland. Cleveland was 2. And they traded with Jacksonville, so Cleveland is second on it. Yeah. So the Lions are not going to get many guys off of waiver. Now, it turns out they did. When we talk about those guys, we'll probably figure out why they were able to fall to the 29th waiver spot.
Well, let's get to it. Lions signings, the latest. Let's walk through what we have. First, let's start with a trade. You want to talk about TP?
Pour one out.
Yeah. TP cleaned up. He's been traded off. We got a 6th-round pick from the Jags for Tim Patrick. Let's face it. We love to see it because not for his sake, but for Tesla's sake, right? I mean, Let's be honest. The
Just
guy's
love.
electric.
He blew past him.
He's you get a charge every time he goes. These are never going to stop, by the way. This guy is just exciting as hell. Full self-driving out there. This guy is just top speed.
Man has his own ice cream now. I gotta go to the Little Dipper in Jamestown Township to hit that up too.
There you go. There you go.
My speed. Tesla made him expendable. The goal was for Isaac to take over in 2026. Well, he's ahead of schedule.
Yep.
And Patrick did not have a great summer. He certainly wasn't like bad enough that you would have to cut him. Like, he legitimately made the team.
Yeah.
He would have, and he's a fantastic locker room presence. And I think one of his legacies was that he was a very calming influence on JMO. And I don't want that to get lost. That Tim Patrick had a lot of value with this team.
Yep. But
on the field, he was going to probably be a weekly inactive as the number 6 receiver. And that's where he was at. And Tesla, his rise, man, like, it's been so much fun watching this happen. As a West Michigander who watched him play basketball and football in high school, like, it's awesome. Like, we get NFL players from our area, not a lot, but some. But this dude's special, man. Like,
he's electric. He's really something, man. So he's gonna be fun to watch. He's got a huge ceiling, and that's where
yes.
And I gotta tell you, this Holmes guy seems to have a nose for wide receiver talent. Boy, either that or our scouts are just over the top good at this somewhere.
So, Chris, let's go back to the Senior Bowl in Mobile, where we watched him, and we where we sit, people tend to gather around us. We're social people, and we talk about what we're seeing.
We're good looking.
Yeah, we try. I try to smell good. It's not easy all the time, but one of the things that everybody was talking about was like, why the hell didn't you do this at Arkansas? Like, when everybody says that, it's probably Arkansas, not Tesla.
Yeah,
I think he's proven that.
Yep, 100%.
Why do you have a 6'4" guy in the slot when your quarterback can't throw quick passes, anticipatory passes, can't hit his guys in stride, can't? Oh, they were so bad, Chris. They were so bad.
We're gonna keep rolling here. Signed safety Daniel Thomas. He was released by the Jags. We picked him up. Game changer. Super Bowl confirmed here, right, Riz?
Special teams, 100% special teams.
Oh,
he is your new C.J. Moore. Who else have we had as like a reserve safety who plays special teams only? What was his name? Brady Breeze. Trying to go through the Rolodex here. Lawrence Strickland actually did it last year. He only played. I think he played one snap on defense. Was special teams the rest of the time. Daniel Thomas is your new one of that. The big reason why he's in Detroit is that his position coach in Jacksonville was Deshae Townsend in 2022 and 23, and Deshae is now the defensive backs coach in Detroit. He might never play on defense, but he will play on special teams, and they wanted a more experienced person there than Strickland, who's a bit of an improvisational wild card on kick coverage. Saw that firsthand Saturday. Oh, you're supposed to be over there, dude. Like, why'd you go over here? If I can see it from the rafters, pretty sure Dave Phipps saw it.
We got two more. These guys are waiver claims. Defensive end Tyrus Wheat and defensive tackle Tyler Lacey. Those are the ones that make you confirm the Super Bowl, right, Riz?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I know some about Lacey just because he was a prospect in 2023. I believe he was a 4th round pick. Jacksonville, came out of Oklahoma State. He is the line. Brad Holmes loves him some DEDT tweeners, baby. 6'4", 285 pounds. I think he played at 278. My understanding from talking to Jacksonville people is he's heavier than that now. But we'll see. We'll see when we get to watch practice later this week. Can't say when, but you might want to have your YouTube alert ready sometime on Thursday for a press conference, maybe. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more.
Say no more.
Might be a reason why I'm at my forward operating base in Canton tonight. Just maybe.
Fob mother-in-law.
Maybe I'm in the world's most uncomfortable chair here, so I'm doing it for something. Yes, Lacey is the new John Kaminsky. He is Josh Paschal. He is Keith Cooper. He is Levi Onwuzurike. The Lions love Pat O'Connor is another one. Guys who can play anywhere between the 3 and the 7 tech. He's one of them. My suspicion, and this is just me thinking out loud, and I did this on social media earlier, is that as soon as Paschal gets healthy and activated, if that ever happens, I will add parenthetically, he's gone. They have to keep him for at least 4 weeks, and they'll see what he can do. So Jaguars fans have loved trolling me since the joint practices when I made fun of them. And several of them have sent me, it's one basic tweet, and I don't remember, I mute them all, but I looked at one just because I didn't mute this one guy. But they talked about how he played 340, I think, I'm just going off the top of my head, like 340-ish snaps and didn't touch the quarterback at all. Hasn't forced a fumble in 2 years. Hasn't recovered a fumble. He's never had a sack. He had a half sack that he fell into, apparently. Like the quarterback fell into his feet.
Nailed it.
So you're not looking at a big pass rush, and he wasn't a big pass rush guy at Oklahoma State. He's the one that I'm excited about because I'm aware of who Wheat is. I knew the name. I knew that he came from Dallas. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I don't know what number he wore in Dallas. I haven't gotten that far yet. Let's just say I'm not overwhelmed by enthusiasm over acquiring him in place of Nate Lynn, who's not anywhere yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this smells a lot like the James Houston Memorial Horn needs to be weighed. We'll see what happens with Wheat this year.
By the way, a Dallas troll actually pointed out that James Houston made the team over this guy, and that's why he was cut.
Ooh, even a double horn, maybe. All right.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
Rob in Iowa knows me too good. He's waiting for Chris to make the cream of wheat joke. Coming up. Don't you worry. Not today.
I eat cream of wheat all the time. It's good stuff. Actually, I'm bringing it for breakfast tomorrow. My box is right over there.
There's just a time to say things and a time not to.
Put some cinnamon in there.
That was a no. Okay. Last spot. Let's pretend that the roster is locked. It is not flexible, but we know it's flexible. Last spot. A lot of people talking about Zarius Smith. Can I put something in there that I think that nobody's talking about?
Please do.
Quarterback 2 or 3. If it was inflexible otherwise, they're looking for quarterback 2 or 3, whoever that is. And that's who's going to go in that spot. I don't think it's Zarius.
I think that's where they're going with that. Whether it will be, I don't know whether it will be practice squad or 53rd man, but they are certainly looking at quarterbacks. And I can tell you because an agent of a quarterback who's out there let me know that the Lions had kicked the tires on him. It doesn't sound like they're super interested in him, and I hope he's not watching. Good. I don't want him in Detroit. He's not very good. But, my guy Taylor Swift Heineken's out there. Experienced backup, can win games. But just, Chris, I think we feel good collectively about Kyle Allen now, don't we? As a Lions fan base, we're over the fact that his first 2 drives against the Chargers were terrible. And since then, he's been quite literally the best quarterback in the NFL in the preseason.
I don't know.
We go back to the 2019 Carolina Panthers, where he won 5 games, starting on a wretched team.
My problem is,
I think we're feeling better about him.
I'm in an awkward spot I loved having Sean Hill. Like that was always the kind of gold standard to me, that having him back in the day as the backup. But Staff was young. He needed a vet. We've got Jared Goff, who doesn't need a vet, right? He is the vet. He is the coach. He's the lead. He's the guy that could bring up the next guy. This is uncharted territory kind of for us. And so I think I'm okay with it. But frankly, like I said, Tommy Cutlets would have made me feel better, actually, just to have him in the stable. Just knowing there's a little bit more proof in the pudding there. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But you can't have it all. As much as we want to, you can't have it all. So we'll run with it. And
that's for my guy Taylor Swift Heineken, which Chris, you know the story because I think you might have been there. I know Kyle Krabs knows it, and I know the aforementioned Mike Kay knows it. I know Emery Hunt knows it. Shrine game practice, whatever year Taylor Heineke was at the Shrine game, and this was when it was still in St. Pete, I was tweeting out things about him, and my phone legitimately auto-corrected it to Taylor Swift Heineken. And I showed it to his dad, and his dad was like, "That's awesome." So he has forever been Taylor Swift Heineken to me, and he is free. He lost the Chargers backup job to Trey Lance. So another experienced backup that's out there. If you're looking for a developmental guy, guess what? Everybody is. And if they're out there now, it means that they weren't good enough for that team to develop them. I'm pouring one out for Clayton Tune, a guy that I can't rule out the Lions having it because I know back in that draft, which was 2023, one particular scout on the Lions liked Clayton Tune a lot. I don't know if Brad Holmes shared that opinion. I don't know if Ray Agnew shared that opinion, but somebody who scouted him liked him in that building.
He's no Tim Tune.
So
I'll tell you that.
He's up there too.
He's no Tim Tune. I'll tell you, though, the one thing that I think I want to go back to is Hendon Hooker as a kind of a cautionary tale. Love him to death. And this is not, again, this is not about him. And people say, oh, well, he was injured. Yeah, he was injured. There's players that have come and played just fine. I don't think that was the big thing. Oh, he's too old. I don't think it was the age. It's the difficulty of the position and how many things are required. It is probably the hardest position to draft well and correctly at, and it's the most crucial position on the field. For all the people every year, thankfully not in Lions land lately, but that scream, you need Malik Willis, you need, all these, Anthony Richardson's the guy, right? Like they keep screaming about the guy who's the hot hand and going to be the quarterback of the future. And you need a guy that can. It's hard, man. It's so hard.
The NFL screws it up all the time.
Yeah. To gamble on that position on a quarterback. And that's one of the reasons I was so adamant about Goff. And I knew he had it, and I knew he's surrounded by poor talent at the time. But that's why I was adamant that Goff is the guy, because it's just so easy to get it wrong at quarterback. It is easy to fuck that up. So anyway, that's it. Remember Trevor Lawrence? Anybody would have given the world, and the Jags would not trade anything for that number one pick, because Trevor Lawrence was a can't miss guy.
Yep.
Once he sniffed, right? Besides,
he's been okay.
Yeah, cool. Who wants an okay?
He's not a bust, but he hasn't been what they needed.
Who wants an okay quarterback? Right? That's purgatory.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to really quick. We got the draft this weekend, fantasy.detroitlionspodcast.com. Very, very few positions left in that. There are 2 champions positions, and I think 4 or 5 positions in the remaining leagues that are out there. We've got a whole bunch of people playing, but no league has more than 12 people in it. No worries. And a third of every league wins a prize. Get in there, fantasy.detroitlionspodcast.com. 3 potential types of leagues and 3 different amounts that you can join with, and you can win that money back. So get in there, fantasy.detroitlionspodcast.com. Play along, have a good time with us, and let's get it on. All right, quickly, let's look at the season opener. Light game,
win,
no big deal.
Win.
Who cares what happens? It's not a team that's that anybody cares about playing. Is there a storyline at all on that opening game, Riz?
We win. We win.
Okay. Week 1. What do I say every year, Risden?
It's the most variable outcome of the year.
Fool's gold. Fool's gold after week one. Everything. We could lose. Would mean, I don't want to say it means nothing because it's an important mark. You only get 17 of them. But it's Randy. And we're playing Green Bay. We gotta really do this. I mean, it as much as I hate that we're opening season, not just us, but everyone's opening the seasons with division game. This is the dumbest decision I think the NFL's made in a whole string of stupid decisions.
I don't like Philadelphia and Dallas opening. I don't care for that.
Don't blow your wad early. NFL's like, oh, it's opening day. Let's get the big eyes. People are so hungry for football. They're all going to watch. But,
I would watch New Orleans and Seattle play willingly.
Yeah.
You tell me that in October? Probably not. Those teams aren't going to be very good.
Yeah. So anyway,
Seattle could be good. I think New Orleans is steamrolling towards the number one pick.
Yep.
In the 2026 NFL draft.
It makes it hard. I will say, as we look in and we're playing in Green Bay, right? Which I guess we get that one out of the way. So if you're but it's not like we have a losing record there lately. Yeah, exactly. So it's like I wouldn't want to put that one as the wild card game where nothing can happen. You know what I mean? If we're playing Baltimore, I'd love that to be the wild card game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It might not be as accurate this year, but in the last couple of years when we've had the more physical offensive line, we're a better suited outdoor football team than Green Bay has been. I'm not sure we are anymore. We will see. As I said on the radio the other day with Green Bay, that's a team with a very high floor. They have too many good players to be bad. Who's their difference makers? They have any. I don't see nearly as many as what I see in Detroit. And a lot of them there are, well, if it all goes well, Jordan Love could be the 10th best quarterback in football. Well, guess what? Jared Goff's top 5. We're good there. All of our receivers are better than his receivers.
Yeah.
Our tackles are better than their tackles. Our pass rush blows theirs away, and that's if only Hutchinson is playing. Like our secondary, a lot better than theirs. I don't want to diss Xavier McKinney because the guy can play, but Branch and Joseph, best safety tandem in the league. DJ Reed is better than Carlton Davis was at this point last year, and I think that's going to persist. And Terrion's better than he was a year ago. He's smarter than he was a year ago. It's a very, very high-end, star-laden football team in Detroit. Our starting 22 is the best in football. I will fight anybody about that. We probably aren't the best 1 through 53 anymore. That's probably a fair criticism. I think a couple teams might have stepped up on that. 2 of them were in the Super Bowl last year, so not a big thing. Our starting 22, when they're healthy at the beginning of the season, we have star wattage power that can outshine anything Green Bay can do. If the Lions play their game, Green Bay's not beating them. Chicago's not touching them.
I feel very, very much like I did last year. Again, it's early. There's a lot to see, but we just as long as the scoring machine works, we're not going to lose.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think we're still built to be the scoring machine rather than the defensive stopper. But as long as the scoring machine runs the gas pump up, like it runs that score up like a gas pump, I think we're going to be just fine. And they've got all the tools to do that. It's a lot though. It's a lot to put all that on your offense. So hopefully the defense does step up this year and does a little, those first 5 games when Hutch was around and when everybody was pretty healthy last year was really something to behold. That was a
defense.
Yep. A powerhouse Lions defense like we haven't had in a long time. So, there's potential here. It's just, for me, I need to see it. You know what I mean? I just have to feel it.
I don't fault any fan that doubts like that the defense might still be like. I'm going to tell you that I think you're wrong, but I don't know that. That's more hopeful. I tend to be an optimist by trade. And I love what I've seen. I love what I've seen from the defense in camp. The fact that they consistently gave the first string offense a lot of problems.
Yep.
And some of that is the way that Kelvin Shepherd is deploying the front seven. And it is 7 most of the time now, and they're getting away with it. That's
I will say that there's also just keep an eye.
It is different.
Kelvin is rocking it. There's some folks, there's some cope going on around. I know, like in Chicago, that Campbell's a CEO, not a coach. He's a meathead, not an X's and O's guy. Much like Ben didn't have the full reins early, and much like Aylin didn't have the reins long, there's a lot of Dan riding this offense this year. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that as this goes on, and while this plays out this year, and when who gets to start driving that horse more. But Dan's hands are all over it right now. Like, this is very much a lot of Dan on this offense. And I'm not concerned about it, to be completely honest.
I'm not either. And I get asked about it every radio show, every podcast I do, and my standard line, because everybody asks what's different in the offense. I'm like, honestly, the biggest thing that fans will notice that's different with Ben Johnson gone is that there's less goofy blocking.
Yeah. Do you remember?
It's much more straightforward.
Throwing back to the beginning of the show, when Rod Wood's making football decisions. I was making fun of that entire room full of media and all the silliness that was going on because they didn't understand how this is how the offense, this is how the team is built top to bottom. No one person will crash. Their departure will crash the plane.
Right.
Campbell is a little bit different, but nobody underneath the Campbell level is going to crash this plane alone by being gone.
He might be flying idly over the Indian Ocean for a long time. He may or may not get found. Who knows? Can I say one thing about another offensive change?
Yeah.
Everybody's freaking out about Dan Skipper. Well, he's back now, but on the practice squad, that they can't run jumbo anymore. Let me pose it to you this way. Would you rather have Dan Skipper or Manu Jones playing as a sixth offensive lineman? Would you rather have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery in the backfield together on those plays? Because I know how John Morton's going to answer that question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think fantasy football people are going to like the answer.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. Let's see. Jay Meltz, I've been waiting for you guys to get a shout. Yeah, apologies. We're on the weekly cadence now. We're in. I have to make an announcement about the post-game show. Ash this year, unfortunately, is not going to be able to join us. Real life's a bitch. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that tears into you. I mean, as we know with our show, we've been kind of a little bit sporadic this offseason and had a couple problems even through the season last season getting stuff out just because of real life. But I'm really, really, really happy to announce that I will be co-hosting the post-game show with our man Michael Gray, for post games this season. So look out for that. He's going to be back pretty shortly with his weekly videos as well. We have a lot of good content there. I'm really, really excited. Bish and Brown are coming back soon too, and we're building some stuff out. And just so you know, Riz, it's really close. I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the weekend, where we can be immediate with the way we get this content out. So folks are going to have a whole lot more opportunity to get fresh content out, and we're going to try to get, as well before the season starts, the opportunity for folks to go live at will as well.
It will be one of those things where if I'm taking a walk and Lions thoughts come, I can flip the phone around and shoot something, and y'all can get it right away. Like right now, there's like a day turnaround on that.
Yep.
And so I just don't do it. But believe me, I have thoughts. And it might only be 30 seconds. Might be, you might see a lot of shorts from me. Probably don't want to see me in shorts, but you will see shorts from me. And my cat might make an appearance because she's a little attached to me right now. I can do it wherever I'm at too, which is kind of fun. I like that. So hopefully we get more of that rolling.
Yeah, asking for a throwback with Case. We will pull him in this year a couple times.
Oh my goodness, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Lot of stuff going on, a lot of opportunities here, a lot of options for crossplay as we do stuff. So gonna love it. It's gonna be a fun year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna some good stuff going.
Russ and I, by the way, had a power meeting a couple weeks ago. His work at Lions Wire is also going to uptick. He is my film guy, and you will see more film breakdowns with actual film in them. I'm hesitant to do those for a few reasons. Any of them are, I like my job. I don't want to risk it. Russ doesn't care, and I like that about him. So, and I know some people, and I get feedback from it when I do the videos. Like, I literally cannot include anything that the NFL has touched. If I do, I will lose my job. That. Yep. So that's why those are like that. And that's an NFL thing. It's also a PFWA thing. And it is also a USA Today SMG, which is my employer, Gannett. We cannot do those things.
Remember when there was fines and we had websites getting shut down?
Yes. I had one. I ran one. I worked for Draft Breakdown for a year. Oh my God, I missed that.
Talk about a breakdown.
It was the best. Draft Breakdown was incredible. Miss those people.
All right. Well, we've got a lot coming, a lot we're going to cover for you folks, and we're hitting high gear now. We got a lot of really good stuff going. Thank you all. Thank you, Jeff. That super chat at the beginning really helped. I got to tell you, Jeff Merrill, it was touch and go there. I was already ready. I was ready to throw the gloves in.
He's such a loyal supporter of us. Yeah. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've come to really appreciate the long timers and the people who are consistently interacting, whether it's in the Slack, social media. The guy who came up to my daughter's volleyball match yesterday. Hi, Kevin from West Michigan Christian. It's cool when those moments happen. It's very rewarding for me and for Chris as well.
Getting on a plane in Tampa, someone's like, "Hey," I was like, well, it's wild. It's just wild. At the Giants game, someone said hi. It's like in the weirdest places, people show up and it warms my heart. It's cool. Generally warms my heart. Yeah.
It's really cool. Walking off a practice field one day, I'm walking with a group of people, and somebody runs up, Riz. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I know who. I still don't know who you are, but thank you for doing it.
I know all those guys' names.
Burkett turns to me. Burkett was walking with me, and he's like, "You're a freaking rock star, dude." No, but the fact that it impressed Dave was cool for me because I like Dave. Dave's a good dad.
Speaking of rock stars, come on, I prevail. Let Brian go. He's got some power to let free. Let my man free. God,
we're gonna do a whole show on that.
Oh, I have to tell you guys. I don't know if I can even say the title of the song name. I won't. I've got it on my phone. It's incredible. The stuff that he's put together. I got 4 songs, and just wow.
Brian, please keep doing what you're doing, fighting the good fight, and keep promoting the mental health because it has helped me. As you know, Brian, I've had a very trying summer. It's not been easy on the off-field front with Team Risdon this year. And I have really appreciated your support, whether you've given it directly to me or indirectly through everything that you've done. So thank you for it, Brian. It means a lot. It really does.
Dude. All right, folks, let's rock. Oh yeah, anyone knows how to get a kid into University of Michigan on a PhD program? Let me know. I got him. He wants to go to the psych space. Looking for help. I'll call Dr. Liao. I'll call you Jimmy.
Call Dr. Liao. That's where he went.
I'll call you Jimmy. I promise. Oh man. All right, folks. Shorts coming, lots of stuff, lots of content coming. We know it's been hodgepodge a little bit here and there, but we got a lot of fun stuff coming. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being part of it. And thank you all you longtime OGs for being there. We really appreciate it. It's sometimes like the start of this one, it was a little bit of a grind to get it going. Spent an hour and a half fighting the goblins of Tico, but we're here. and we're ready to rock. So thank you all. We will get into this and say thank you. Don't forget about us on the patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. $5 or more gets you into the Slack, which is a rock and roll and good place. We're all there talking, chatting, having a good time. Also follow us on the tweet machine. I think it's the X machine now. With us, it's XXX. Go to @Jeff Risdon, and @DET Lions Podcast, @DET Lions Podcast. That's where all the exciting, fun, and sexy stuff is at. You'll know when the show's on, when it's not, what we're doing when, and all that other stuff. Go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com, subscribe to the podcast. That way, Riz, what do you want to do for these folks?
I get to come into all y'all's ear holes automatically. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions podcast, and it's going to be technically perfection. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, and no problems, because we are your Detroit Lions and Reddit connection. Thank you all for sticking with.